Our next spark is by Kevin Houchin. The title is Free Expression, Reclaiming the Creativity You Misplaced on the Path to Success. Kevin is artsy, creative, lawyer, sales guy with a corporate job. Welcome, Kevin.
All right. I think the group that put together the order had some peeking into the slides of the presenters today, because I'm going to talk a little bit about something that has been a recurring theme so far, and I think you'll see it before. And that's about understanding the expression that's inside of us and facing the fear and getting through that and moving that out into the world. The reason I'm doing that is because I think we're all on the planet to create. We all have a spark of divinity inside us that it's our job on the planet to fuel until it's a flame and then share that flame with the rest of the people on the planet. I think that's why we're here, and it's why we keep going. We come into the world, as other speakers have said, with a child's sense of creativity. We're always creating. There's no fear in sharing. This is a picture drawn by my 7-year-old son of President Obama, so I thought it was my patriotic duty to share it, because I think it's quite good. Before the machine gets us, the conformity machine, and this showed up in my journal one day, and it's just this juggernaut that comes along, and we forget that there's another way to live because we get scooped up and processed, and our inner devil, our pan, our sense of play gets processed out of us. It's the first victim because we have to start doing the right thing. We have to take the right classes, get the right grades, go to the right school, major in the right thing, get the right job, get the right clients. And all of that time, there's an angel inside of us that's longing to get out. And sometimes it waits quietly, but most of the time, it's making noise, it's whining, it's whimpering. And we have to find a place where eventually we have to get quiet. We have to get quiet and stop that noise. And when we get quiet and stop the noise, some things start to happen for us. We get a little bit of a picture of what's trying to get out. We find a chance to get the freedom to that expression, but we're scared. We're scared of what it looks like, especially in a corporate world, to sit there with your journal during a meeting with your watercolor pencils and kind of draw what's going on, because somebody might see it and it might suck. What would you think if you saw my journal? What would you think if the art that comes out of me in whatever form, whether that's writing, an Ignite talk, the image that I put in the cappuccino I make for you, what if that doesn't turn out? Would you think that that is ugly? Would you then find me ugly? Would I then find myself on guard because I'm rejected and alone? We're all scared of that. I think a lot of people would be up here doing Ignite talks if we weren't so scared to say, what if I share a piece of me? What if I risk expressing what's in me? What if just the doodles that I create aren't good enough to be called art? What if the haikus I write aren't good enough for you to like them? What am I willing to do in that? How am I going to jump into that and explore some of that freedom and some of that expression? When am I going to be prepared to fail? When am I going to be allowed to fail? What if I just scribble? And what's going to happen when I start sharing? Because eventually we all have to share the spark that's fueled inside of us. Sometimes we'll just share it with family. That's where we'll start because they tend to support us. Then we're going to share it with close friends. Then eventually, we might post some things online and start sharing it with other people. That sharing starts to happen. And eventually, my need to share what's inside of me becomes about me and not about how you react. As soon as I am vulnerable, as soon as I create for me and am willing to share it with you, good things happen. It's scary, but it's very good. It's very good. We can only create the connections that bring us acceptance. You know, who knows? You might get asked to share your art in some public venue. And hey, you post a picture on Facebook and 110 or 120 or 130 people actually like it. That feels very, very good. And eventually, we make some connections. Sharing of my vulnerability and my faith in stepping into a piece of art that I don't know how it's going to come out. I call them expendable experiments because I have to hope that they will come together in a way that lets me connect with you and that a bunch of pieces start to fall together. Sometimes they work out pretty well, and sometimes they don't. But when both of us can accept that, we feel an invitation to move into our creativity in whatever form, whether it's putting together 20 slides, whether it's grabbing some watercolor pencils, whether it's writing a poem, whether it's taking a video, whether it's playing with a stick. It's all about freeing our expression, and we need to get out of the conformity machine and jump in. Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.